All right, fantastic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Feels like it's been a minute since I had done a video for you. With summertime, comes extra, I guess, vacation family functions. So that's what's been kind of holding me back here for a few weeks now. But rest assured, we still got some reports to do. Okay, that's a given. We've seen some pretty nice overperforming coins during the summer. I can't believe that those are personally, just being absolutely amazing during this time of the year, where otherwise the market usually slows down enough for folks to kind of take a breather, enjoy vacation, and then come back in the fall time when the coin market begins to pick back up for everyone. So we have the Monday market report for the week ending July 24, 2022. We're coming up here toward the tail end of the month of July, and then we are heading into August here shortly. So, yeah, it looks like I think we have one more Monday market report to wrap up the month, which is good. All right. I enjoy these, and this week, no exception. We have this is the biggest MMR that I've done, period, since I've done these. I actually have 23 coins to talk about, which is a lot more than I normally would do. I usually like to average in that, 17 to 20 area of coins. And if this is your first time here, this is the video where we discuss some of the most prominent, what I consider to be modern era post 1900 graded coins have sold. Generally, I like to use the graded coin market, specifically the modern coin market, as kind of a barometer check of how the whole numismatic market is doing in general. If the modern market is performing great, then the whole market is going to be doing the same. Now, I can't speak for a lot of what I consider to be the ultra modern stuff. They come and go. There's going to be specific date ranges from the 1900s and up that certainly warrant some extra consideration because of what they are and what they mean to not only history but also the numismatic scene. But as far as like your ultra modern silver eagles, commemoratives, things like that, that part of the market's kind of slow right now. All right, with everything going on, price of silver dropping, price of gold dropping. There are other opportunities where people prefer to put their money into, or just simply saving it. Because of this crazy inflation that we're going through right now, it's kind of had this effect throughout the entire market as in general. But there are a number of coins. This particular week is no exception. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Starting out with a coin that is the object of every coin roll hunter's obsession. Like, if this coin is not personally on your top 10 list of coins to be on the lookout for, then man, you're just doing it all wrong. You really have to reassess why you're, coin roll hunting or in the hobby if you don't have the 1969S doubled die obverse Lincoln cent on your list. This is, keep in mind, a coin that at the very minimum is a $10,000 coin in details grade. I want you to hear that again. It's a coin in details grade that at its minimum is worth $10,000. We actually saw a details graded example of this coin sell a number of weeks ago for just north of $10,000. But once you begin to get into much better grades like that, clean, about uncirculated to lower mid-state grades, these coins cook in the marketplace. We have a mid-state 62 red-brown example that sold on Great Collections here this past week. This is a PCGS example. By the way, all the coins are from Great Collections, one of my favorite auction sites that sells some of the premierest of coins weekly. This particular coin right here ended up selling for $33,187, which is a pretty stout amount of money. Considering that, just look at the coin. The coin has circulated a little bit, but has enough of the mint luster to really, hammer home a mid-state grade, okay, which is very important to the variety people and the various, I guess, high-end collectors of this type of coin are gunning for. They're not looking for the EIEIO grades, like the details grades. I mean, there is a time and place for those, but these coins are scarce, and they do pop up on occasion. And we're seeing like 1 or 2 or 3 of these brand new ones pop up in the marketplace every year. So again, still a very prominent variety, and one in which that, again, as a hunter of coinage in general, you should keep this one at the top of your list. The doubling is second to none. All right, getting into what I consider to be the registry set crowd of coins, we have a 1959 D Lincoln Memorial set. This one is pretty nice. It ended up grading PCGS Mid-State 67 plus full red. Registry set folks collect the highest graded coins that they could then in turn add to their registry on PCGS or NGC. All right, and it's more for bragging rights if anything else, but keep in mind the crowd that plays in this particular sector of numismatics, they all have deep pockets. And for the most part, they're looking for the top pop grades or pretty close to it. If it's not there, they're not touching it. And that's why there's such a huge disparity between, say, this coin here in a mid-state 67 plus to one that's, say, grades mid-state 66, which is a fine grade by itself. But that coin is like $30, $40, while this one right here sold for $2,306.25. Again, the difference couldn't be any more clear. There is a huge gap, in grades and values that you guys need to know about. There are people that want to play in this arena by finding and cherry picking these coins, and have usually come away feeling pretty defeated at the end, because people do send a lot of these to the graders. Maybe one, maybe none of the coins come back at that top pop grade. But that's kind of like the game you play. This is it's like sticking your hand in a fire pit. All right, if you feel the burn, then more than likely it's going to be scorching. All right, the next coin that we have here is, I would say this is probably my favorite for a number of reasons. First of all, I love the color of this coin. Now, PCGS, way back in the day, because this is a much older graded example by PCGS as a mid-state 64 red. It's an original old green rattler, and that's why the coin is rotated in there like you see on picture. But this particular coin was graded 30, 35 years ago, back in the mid-80s or whenever that was, that this thing was encapsulated. And it is by far one of the most beautiful looking coins I've ever seen. Even better than a lot more kind of like more fuller red examples, which otherwise would highlight a lot of the imperfections that you don't want to see. Whereas a coin like this, where it has some sort of skin of brown on there, is just magnificent. But again, much like the 69S, this is a very important coin to collectors, and most folks who get into the hobby, they yearn to own at least one of these. And there are more affordable examples in the $1,500 to $2,000 range, but if you're looking to play with the big boys, this is the one here that ended up selling for $9,000.99. So yeah, just a really beautiful, stunning looking coin, and more than likely it's not going to go into another holder, a newer type, because this is a rattler, man. This is the OG PCGS holder, and people do like these, and they do collect them by that. All right, so this is just pure straight up registry fodder right here. This is a 1950 Lincoln Wheat set. Between the 51, 52, 1950, and a few other dates, these are crazy rare to find in a mid-state 67 red, which is the grade you're looking for to help appease the registry set crowd. This particular coin sold for $4,600.12, which, again, there's going to be a number of you that are going to say, that's simply crazy and insane, and I don't know why anyone would pay that kind of money. But again, I want to stress, the registry set pool of folks playing into this part of numismatics have an ungodly amount of money that they're willing to throw around for some of the finest graded examples. And, you know, it's just, it is what it is. Now, here's another one of my favorite varieties. This is a coin that I've looked through many, many pennies back when I was a teenager trying to find this, because it was a coin that when you're flipping through the Red Book price guide is one that shows close-up images of the mint mark and what you need to look out for this variety. Of course, we're talking about the 1944 D over S Lincoln cent. And it's one of the few over mint marks that well, first of all, I'm glad to at least own one of these, albeit not to this level. Mine's just a measly XF type coin. But it's good to see just really nice, as if made yesterday examples of this. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 66 red. It's CAC certified as well. Beautiful looking coin that ended up selling for $3,487.50. If I save enough money, I might take the plunge and actually buy a really nice high grade mid-state example like this one. But at this current time, yeah, we're gonna let the big folks play again with these high end coins, and I'll just be the one to sit back and admire. All right, we got a few more Lincolns on the list. Of course, we can't do a Lincoln cent montage without having at least one Steely in here. So we got 43D. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 68. Always a grade that makes a huge difference for the power players at B. This particular example ended up selling for $2,081.25. Again, there's no shortage of 68s. 68 pluses are extraordinary and very special. But again, it's a one-shot year, a very unique composition with the zinc-coated steel, and it's going to live on as being an intriguing artifact for people that are going to be collecting coins in the future. You know, decades from now, they're going to, again, look at the 43D or 43 in general, not just the Denver, but the 43 steels as being, you know, a very unique piece. And these things will go up in time. In spite of the high pop counts for 68s. And then finally, the last Lincoln, as you can tell, we didn't go much older than 41 here. It was just, again, a really nice list of coins on great collections from the Lincoln cent side. 41, doubled die obverse. This is part of the Ron Bozarth collection as well. He's one of the great numismatists of the modern era. And when we're talking about, again, a variety that is impactful and it's in the Cherry Picker's Guide, it's going to be this one. FS 101 is what it's classified as in the Cherry Picker's Guide. It's also CAC Green Bean as well. Good looking coin. You know, even though it's got a little bit of chatter and a few stain areas on the coin, the doubling is just really nice. A lot of it's showing on not only the date, but also the motto "In God We Trust," and to an extent on Liberty as well. This one right here is a shocker at $10,280.25 was the ultimate hammer price on this one. Was it worth that and a bag of chips? Probably. You know, to a collector that's looking for this is probably a top pop from the sound of that dollar figure. We do have a few nickels on tap here. How about a 38? This is, again, another high profile over mint mark. This is a D over S, but make no mistake about it. 1938 are all Denver minted coins. There were no Phillies. Again, this is kind of like the final hurrah before the Jefferson nickel came about. And it's also a coin that's part of this connector bridge type of year where, you know, they made Buffalo nickels and Jefferson nickels with the same date. But there were also one other notable overmint mark. There's also a number of RPMs to be on the lookout for. This is just a fantastic coin to cherry pick because a lot of the examples are this nice. There's a lot of mid-state examples of the 38D, and it makes it really easy to have fun going through these. Now, This is a PCGS Mint State 67, so it's a really nice high-class piece. CAC certified, and this one ended up selling for $2,068.88. Just a gem to look at, and this thing is just beaming off the screen. So you see the big difference? Once you get into the 1920s, the luster factor becomes a lot more muted. Okay, and that's kind of like the one of the aspects of the Buffalo Nickel series that gives it a lot of challenges up and down the entire spectrum. From 1913 all the way up to 30 AD for the last year. As short of a series it poses a lot of challenges. The 1920s, again, even a 29D, which is the last date of this decade, still shows just really muted luster. All right, and the flatness of the strike, especially right there on the hair on the obverse, and then on the reverse, the Buffalo is showing a lot of flatness as well. This one is a PCGS Mint State 65, CAC certified, and yeah, this is a good-looking type coin here that ended up selling for $1,968.75. And we do have a few much tougher dated examples. Here's a 21S. Not the prettiest of examples as a Mint State coin, that's for sure. But does exhibit that what I like to call original skin, even has a little improper alloy mix in there. You can see the wood graininess of the obverse that shows through. Mint State 63 is where this one ended up as. It's also CAC certified. But, you know, the scarcity of the date is really what matters. And because of that, this one ended up at $4,443.75. And then to wrap it up here, we have a 1920S, another tougher date, but this particular date is a little bit better well struck compared to some of the later 1920s coins. This one is a PCGS Mint State 64. It's in an original green holdered example. So this is an older graded coin. This one ended up selling for $2,493. And that, ladies and gentlemen, it concludes the nickel section of today's MMR. We got two dimes. No Roosevelts to speak of, but we have a couple of relatively good-looking Mercury dimes. Starting out with a 1939D, which is a luster bomb, to say the least. This is kind of like the look that a lot of collectors love. They love the blast white, out of roll, looks like it was minted like a few days ago appearance to it. And, you know, when you come across coins where strike designation plays a monumental part into the grade, you know, blast white is definitely the way to go. PCGS Mint State 67 plus full split bands. It does carry a really nice strike on the reverse. It looks good. 30s are a little bit tougher. They're not, you know, they're not backbreaking in terms of trying to find a fully struck example. This one ended up selling for $1,096.88. And this 1929S also sold for the same amount of money as the 37 that we had seen before. However, this is the one right here that has some toning. Love it or hate it, probably in hand and not under the right lighting conditions, people are going to hate this coin. It's going to appear a lot darker. You're not going to see the spectrum of kind of like what I like to consider to call or whatever of a mossy, kind of swampy toning appearance to it. People do like this toning, but there is a large majority of people that just don't care for it. This one right here is a 66 full bands coin by PCGS, and it ended up selling for $1,096.88. All right, guys, be prepared. It's all quarters here on out, and this is going to blow your minds. All right, just in quarters alone, okay, because we have, oh boy, how much? We have 10 quarters. In total, we're probably talking about $400,000 to $450,000 in total value. Apparently, I guess there was a prominent collection of Standing Liberty quarters that did sell this week that we're going to talk about, and it's amazing. But we're going to kind of blow through them. We're not going to spend like 10 minutes on each coin. I'm not going to do that to you because, you know, hearing me and my ramblings is probably enough for you guys. All right, how about 1960 AD? This is a coin that I've tried looking and cherry picking for a long time. Not specifically for a registry set high grade, caliber coin, but the variety. This is a doubled die reverse FS801. It is a cherry picker's guide type. And yeah, I mean, this is the one to look out for. It's extremely valuable in this type of grade, and there have been folks that have found these in BU rolls. Good luck finding any more BU rolls, by the way, of 68Ds. They are few and far between. If you wanted to look at some close-ups of this variety, you could always go on like varietyvista.com and a few other websites that show the attributions and the close-ups a lot better than what you could see on here. I will spoil it for you. It is impressive. So this particular example sold for $2,250.66. Now here's a registry set coin, and that's all it is. It's not what I consider to be the most impressive looking 67 plus, but it is. All right, it just is 39D. I would say it's a little bit tougher date, and that's probably why it earned a little extra concessions in the grade department. And it's also CAC certified, so they certainly agreed with the numerical grade, and I'm fine with that. This one right here ended up selling for $2,080.12. Again, registry set all the way for this one. All right, so here's where things take a turn for the nasty. All right, you're going to be impressed with all of these Standing Liberty quarters, starting out with the 1930S. There were a lot of Standing Liberty quarters that sold for all sorts of insane numbers, from like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $9,000, $10,000 and up. But I picked the best of the best. All right, 1930S. This one is a mid-state 67 plus full head CAC certified, and I believe they're all CAC certified. But just take a moment to bask in the glory of what one of the most popular series of coinage, potential-wise, sells for. This particular one right here ended up selling for $14,737.50. And believe it or not, this coin, out of all the Standing Liberty quarters we're going to talk about, is on the low side. If that it doesn't, captivate your attention, I don't know what will. How about 29? All right, we're starting out with a few of the what I would like to call the more readily available dates, I guess, in mid-state condition. Not necessarily full head. Now, these are all full head examples. This is a mid-state 67 plus full head, CAC certified as well. It's a previous Simpson collection coin. As you can tell, this one actually has streaks of toning throughout the obverse and the reverse of the coin. It was stored in something pretty magical to give it this look. Personally, I like this look. It's very archival. It's very original. It's the skin that you want to see. This one sold for $35,437.50. Right. Yeah, so we're already through 50 grand just from the first two coins, but it doesn't stop there. We have a 28S as well, which is, by the way, not a supremely scarce coin in mid-state condition. However, mid-state 67 plus, full head, yeah, this is pretty big. It's one of the finest grades of the coin. CAC certified as well. This one ended up selling for $20,250. Need I say more? The coin itself has beautiful, very light iridescent toning, especially on the reverse. You can see little hints of gold, some steel blue in there. I kind of like the look at this one because it doesn't overpower the actual coin itself. You still have plenty of luster, plenty of white, which is what people want, but you have just enough bite in the toning department to give it that originality. I mean, this coin truly was not played around with since it was minted. And this one right here, talk about tough date, 27D. Now, this one right here is, did I tell you the previous coin sold for $20,000? So, yeah, in case I forgot. 27D, another tough one here. However, this one is a grade point lower at a 66 plus Full head, CAC certified. This is undeniably one of the more tougher dates of the series. Previous Ducor collection piece as well. This one sold for $26,186.62. We also have a 25, which is pretty. I actually like this coin. This is probably one of my favorites out of the group. This one here, again, we're talking perfection. Mid-State 67 full head. I mean that not in a literal sense, because perfect is Mid-State 70, you guys know. CAC certified, but when it comes to coins that are 100 years old, yeah, this to me is the beacon of perfection. Again, it's a freshly minted piece from back in the day. This one right here is sold for $24,187.50. 23S, another rarity, especially in mid-state condition. Once you go beyond that mid-state 60 threshold, this is a very tough coin to locate, especially if you're putting it together a personal set or a type set and you want this particular date. Good luck with that. But how about a PCGS mid-state 67 full head? All right. Yeah, I mean, same verse as the first. This one sold for 33,750 bones. Wow. All right, but that's not all. We're going to save the two best coins for last. Between the two coins here, we have roughly $170,000. You know, maybe a little bit less than that, 169 and some change. But yeah, can you imagine finding these in an album that was passed down to you? You know, that's how some of these came to be. You know, coins that have been passed along through about 3 generations of family. Until eventually they get to someone who's a little bit more curious than the others and did not send it off into a Coinstar because that would break my heart. I've seen it before. 1919S. It's one of the key dates of the series. PCGS Mid-State 66 full head. This is what they normally look like. They're not going to blow you away with the luster quality that you normally see with some of the other dates we talked about. This one sold for $82,125. I would say I'd much rather own the coin than a brand new, fresh Tesla Model Y. All right, that's how much I care about this coin because it's a stunner. And that I don't care about Tesla, by the way. And then we're going to wrap it up with a beast. 1917S. All right, and it's a Type 2 out of all things, which, you know, people didn't collect and hold on to the Type 2 Standing Liberty quarters as well as they did with the Type 1s because people love the, you know, the flashiness of the Type 1s and all that great stuff. This one right here, oh my God, Mid-State 67 plus, full head, Simpson collection, CAC certified, just an amazing coin. But the price, $87,187.50 is what this one hammered at, to the tune of just spoils of riches. And that's what this collection is. Now, if you guys wanted to, go ahead and check out the other coins that sold along with these. Yeah, they're not $30,000, $40,000, $80,000 coins, but yeah, there's some that sold for $4,000, $5,000, $9,000 that didn't make the list, and normally they would. All right, any other week they would, but Great Collections consigned a pretty hot and heavy collection of coins that we talked about just now, and it's amazing. Yeah, so that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Before I let you guys go, there's going to be a live stream tomorrow night on the live coin Q&A channel. We will be back on with our once a month kind of like run-of-the-mill Q&A session. So we're going to be fielding questions direct from chat. I personally invite you guys to come check it out. If you guys have like on-the-fly coin questions or something with a hobby or how to sell, come join us. We're going to be in attendance to give you guys the 411 on all of those particular needs. But yeah, come join us. Come meet the panel. There's going to be 4 or 5 of us on there tomorrow night, and it's going to be good times. And generally, we have a really good time with our folks that come in. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this edition of the Monday Market Report for the week ending July 24, 2022. Again, just a really magnificent report this week. Again, Great Collections is where all the coins sold at. If you guys are looking to consign your big time coins, that's the place to go to. In addition, if you're looking to add something spicy to your collection, they're also a great outlet as well to go ahead and buy a few items for yourself. That's going to go ahead and do it. Thank you guys for being so grateful. Love you guys as usual. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Come check me out on TikTok at BlueRidgeSilverhound. That's going to wrap her up for the week. You guys take care. Have a great week. Don't work so hard on your Monday. And I will see you on the next coin video. So long.